You reach the age 25, you're supposed to be married. And after you get married, after like 6 months, you're supposed to have a baby. And if you don't have a baby, what's popping, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's YadinaYang with another video. How are you doing tonight? I'm doing so great. I hope you are too. If not, I hope you get better, and I hope your night get better. So today's topic is things that they don't prepare you for or don't tell you before marriage. And this is coming from a foreigner perspective, so I don't know how things go in whatever country you're from. But for me personally, I believe like it's a scam. Children is a scam. Having children is a scam. Being in a marriage is a scam. Only because where I come from, you're supposed to get married at a certain age, and you're supposed to have your life figured out in a way, but you also supposed to let everything go once you in a marriage and once you have kids. I think a lot of people are so torn apart after they get married and are in this situation where they also have kids now, to the point it's like, what the fuck, like, what did I get myself into? Back where I come from, they shame you if you haven't got married at a certain age, and they shame you if you haven't had kids after a certain amount of time while you just got married. I feel like they lie to so much people, and it's just so sad because now that, especially if you live in America, even if you're still back home, it's so disappointing because they make it seem like after you get married, it's like your whole story is finished. That's the end of everything. Like, that's the main part. I mean, that's the main reason you're alive, as if you don't have anything else to offer as a woman. Or I don't know how it is for the men, for the men's side, but this is just for the women's side. But I feel like women lose so much in marriage, and they don't tell you that you will feel alone. You will feel like lost because you have to become this new person. Or even if this is the new person you wanted to become, it's like it's not what they told you it was gonna be like. They don't tell you that you can't think about yourself. Now you have to think about someone else and put them first. And this is from my culture, mind you. I'm not talking about like American culture or any other culture, African culture. You basically become a maid or a slave, and most of the time your husband still gets to live his life while you still stay home, or you get to work and still come home and be a woman and not make a scene or get any shame on your family, because you're supposed to play this role where you're a perfect wife, you listen to your husband. I feel like they lie to us so much because after you reach the age 25, you're supposed to be married. And after you get married, after like 6 months, you're supposed to have a baby. And if you don't have a baby, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you having a, is something wrong? And they usually blame the woman, and sometimes they will encourage the guy to go sleep around because of a kid. And most of the time the men, and not all of them, the men do not give a fuck about those kids, because they start cheating, they start staying out while you still at home. They take control of everything, which is fine if it's in a healthy way, but most of the time is in a way to ruin you and make sure you stay wherever you at the bottom of the pit. A lot of times these women go through a lot of depression because, like, this is not what I wanted, this is not what I was thinking I was gonna get. But it's like the families and the people we're surrounded are always like, oh my god, when are you gonna get married? Why haven't you got a kid yet? Like, how long have it been since you've been married and you haven't had a baby? It's like they shame the woman so much, as if there could not be anything wrong with the men. And it's just so toxic, and it's sad that even in this generation that we're in this new world that we're in, this is something that is still talked about like it should be happening. I think if we had like proper talks, proper ways of telling us that getting into this marriage is meaning you also having to lose parts of yourself, and you should really think about it if you want to have kids, because you will be the only one catering to those kids, because your husband feels like all you have to do is just your husband feels like all he has to do is maybe be there half of the time, but you will be a single parent, and most of the time it's usually the mom that's parenting the kids the whole life, and the father is just there to eat and go to bed. Like, it's so scamish to a point, like even girls nowadays are still doing it, and it's worse for them because the guys, they don't even like the girl they're getting married to. Like, they don't prepare you that most of the guys that are trying to get married to are people who have been hoeing around, and now that they want to settle, they're picking you just because you haven't been going around the world. And then you're like wondering, like, well, he picked me because he like, no, they don't tell you that because they also like the fact that you're getting married naive, because if you know too much, nobody's gonna marry. That's why they make us get married before the age of 25. Like, it's so sad that they like that we're stupid. I didn't understand that until I got at a certain age, and everybody was like, so when are you getting married? Why haven't you got married? When are we gonna hear about this guy? You're not hearing about nobody. Nobody, especially in the African culture. Like, women are supposed to like settle. Women are supposed to be okay with whatever their husbands say. And most women, when another woman is in a bad situation, they will go and support the man, even if he's the evil one. Like, it's just so sad. I wish women that are still like haven't got married or even in a marriage, I pray that you find yourself. I pray that you remember your worth before you got married. I pray that you love yourself enough to give yourself another chance. Even if you choose to stay in that marriage, make sure you do something, because at the end of the day, like, if you're gonna have kids, like, they're gonna be looking up to you. If you have daughters, what are you gonna tell them? You know, I feel like our parents and our ancestors like have been like destroying us generation and generation, and we wonder why we never grow as people. Men are allowed to do whatever. Women, you have to be a certain way. Like, they make it seem like men is the prize, and it's so sickening and disgusting. Like, hello, we're the prize, okay? But in our culture, it's more like everybody yields to the man, and it's just like a scam. It's a trap. It's a fucking trap. But that's just my take on this things that they don't tell you before you get married. Like, they like that you're stupid. And it's so like, it's so sickening. But anyways, if you did enjoy this topic, comment if you have something similar happening to you, or if how is your culture like what do they do based on marriage and kids and stuff. Comment, subscribe, and yeah, I'm gonna be posting more content about this. I just feel like a lot of people should know, like, what are we doing? Like, we're growing, we should be thinking outside the box. We should be questioning certain situation. Why are we okay with certain things just because that's our culture? That's not right. But anyways, have a great night. I love you. Thanks for watching. If you did like this video, subscribe, comment, and let me know if you got some tea. Good night.